Hello, everybody. Real Estate Ninja here. Another guaranteed income program has is moving its way through state senate right now, and we need, even if you don't live in this state, we need to hear these stories, because as one state passes a guaranteed income program, another one will, and another one will. But there are already lots of states with these, and it's getting bigger, becoming more atrocious, because what it is doing is dumbing down our society, and it is getting our society, especially one specific group of people, to lock them down into a position where they are completely dependent on the government. This is very serious, okay? It says right here, this is out of the Daily Huddle, and I want to explain something very clearly at the end of this about government programs that lock people down. All right. I'm going to share that in a second. This is out of the Daily Huddle. It's entitled $200 million to be handed out in U.S. state with zero strings attached if guaranteed income proposal passes. It says a U.S. state is advancing a bill that would allocate $200 million to give to residents with no strings attached. Representative Athena Hollins co-authored Bill HF 2666. That's 2666. Think about this. Which seeks to create a guaranteed income program in Minnesota. The bill has already advanced through a House committee, reports Minnesota Public Radio. If the bill passes, $100 million would be allocated this year, with an additional $100 million in 2025 to fund the program. All households living at or below 300% of the federal poverty level would be eligible to apply. Depending on demand, each household is expected to receive $350 to $1,200 every 30 days for 12 to 24 months. Holland says she expects the program to significantly impact the lives of participants, also while benefiting communities across the state. So we've seen across the country, the studies that have been done on this shows that people end up having better jobs. They have better mental health outcomes. Studies done with people with young children, their children have better performances on testing and in daycares. I do not agree with that at all. Just across the board, we see an increase in health, well-being, economic development across the board. And then the reality is that money also flows back into local communities. And so that's what we're really trying to do, is make sure that the communities where the help is needed across the state get to have access to it, and then hopefully bolster these local communities. Funding for the program would come from the state's general fund. Let me explain this. This has to do with state-sponsored or government-sponsored, disability. I hear this all the time. People that are on disability are so afraid of making money, they don't even start businesses, side hustles, anything like that, because they're afraid of the government pulling their free money. And it locks them down, because if you make X amount, you're going to start getting taxed and lose your disability pay. It's the exact same for these programs. You've locked a population down. Now, the truth is, most people don't realize this. When on government disability, you can make endless income from cash flowing assets like real estate, right? There are certain assets that you could bring in income that is not wages, right? You're capped on the amount of wages you can make, but you can make unlimited stock gains. You can make unlimited, real estate cash flow. Most people don't know that, but it locks them down and it keeps them poor. I have a family member that is scared to death of losing their benefits. So they choose to do nothing with their life. Nothing. And they will never accomplish anything when they live like that. $200 million. Poor people will always be poor because they don't want to break out of the poor person's mentality. It's a mental shift. I don't care if anything, everyone's always got an excuse of why they're there, and it's never has to do with them. I made a bad decision. And government knows this. And our poor class is growing every day. Our middle class is sinking into being poor. And the more handouts that the government gives, the more our democracy, our republic is gone, because people are voting themselves prosperity. And they're putting very bad people with evil intentions in power. And the more they grow to the same type of personality, the more powerful they become, the more emboldened and brazen they get to turn our country into a communist regime. Before you know it, it's going to be the government, by the people, for the people. Just like China, all the propaganda. This is the People's Republic. This is it's for the people. When they can just take money from people that are trying to make a difference, building businesses, employing people, and saying, no, that's not for you. That's for the people now. And we'll just disperse it amongst the people that want the handouts. You know, the dead mouse in the trap, the reason why the mouse is in the trap dead, because the mouse didn't realize or think about why the cheese was free. The mouse didn't have to work for it. He just went for the cheese. It's right there. It's easy. Snap. Dead mouse. Think about that when we're thinking about our nation and our society. Hope you have a great day. The Real Estate Ninja is out.